Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down and nitty-gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important and not important to liberals, libertarians, people believe in God, people that smoke, people that drink, people like ayahuasca. So 80% of you masters asses should not be watching my videos. As I said before, this is the realest shit you can get because of my anecdotal experiences in my own past, not because of some external research you have done, nigga. All right, nigga? All right, cracker, okay? So, from my experiences, more than you, okay, if I've talked to at least about 1,000 women, and you basically haven't, we shouldn't be discussing anything about what you did research on. I'm talking about my personal experiences. Now, me, I love psychology, okay? I went to school for it, okay? I got a degree in a few things, which I'm not going to list here. As a matter of fact, let me list it. Went to school for psychology. Went to school for computer engineering, graphic design, okay? Went to school for art. Went to school for, I have a actual degree in architectural drafting and design, as I said before. Let me see, building and construction, carpentry, okay? Basically, pimpology, okay? Went to school for that, okay? There's some things that you can't go to school for, okay? And a little bit of hacking knowledge, too, as well, okay? So other things, I can't think of it right now off the top of my head, but there's a list of things, too. Psychology of taking care of kids, okay, you know, I was a babysitter, okay, for a few years, okay, and of course, I got some shit on my belt, so please read my description. I can't remember everything right now, because I want to get on with this video. So, in the comment section, you will see that I have posted her link to this page here, and of course, I have to subscribe, okay, I'll subscribe if it's accurate, because most of the time when people are making these assumptions and shit, they're not doing it anecdotally. They're just actually being a therapist or something external, okay? All right? Like I said before, a therapist that you go to professionally is different from someone who has first-hand experiences. My experiences come from all the way from the 1990s all the way into 2000s. It's about 10 years. All right? Okay, let's begin. Okay, somebody broke down there. I'm laughing my head off. Women are crazy. But this video is legendary. We'll see if it's legendary or not. All right, let's go on the videotape. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or risk, you put it down below. I don't want most of you watching my video. Only those people who are elite. All right? Elite means you're not bothered by anything. You're here to learn. All right, let's go.
Ignoring the girl that you showed a little interest in. Let's say that you meet a girl at a party, or maybe when you are out with your group of friends. You may have made it known that you like her. You have given her the eyes, you've matched that with a nice smile, but then you've just adopted the mindset that if you ignore her, then she is going to like you more and potentially, you know...
Well, the thing is that you don't need this. The first time you meet a woman, okay, I'm going to cut her off right here. For alphas, they do this all the time. You make her smile and you give her your card, tell her what time to call. Now, you only give her 1 or 2 chances, but there's really no emotion involved. Maybe some laughter, but when the shit hits off, you'll know her true intention. So from an alpha perspective, we don't have to worry about that. Now, betas and beta alphas may have to listen to this video because there's some kind of confusion on to try to get validation from her. Alphas don't care about validation. We only care about if she's responsive. Alright, okay. Let's continue.
Come over and ask you out for your number, and this makes perfect sense. This is what a lot of dating gurus tell you to do. But it's wrong, my friend. Instead, ignoring her in this situation will make her think maybe he was just really friendly and isn't looking for a girlfriend. Ignoring a girl that you made no contact with at...
Listen carefully. If you're a beta male, you're going to be very emotional and you're going to be aggressive and you're going to call her. It is very wise to become an alpha because if you're beta and you're desperate, she's not going to like the calls. She's not going to like the attention because she's already received a lot of attention in the past. So a message to you betas listening to this, watching this video, don't be desperate. Give her one call and cut it. See how she responds. If she didn't respond to your text and you're a beta, then basically don't text her again. And then you'll understand where she comes from. Keep it short and sweet. I don't care how beautiful she is. Beauty fades, guys. Now, the beta alphas only care about pussy. They're the biggest simps, as usual. Okay? And so they'll try to impress a female by giving her flowers or some sort of gifts or try to turn her on a certain way. This is not necessary, but they're focused. The fuck boys are just focused on fucking. All right, that's like 20%. I keep saying this. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over because this is factual. Okay. Now, when it comes to debaters, there's a whole bunch of you motherfuckers out there. You be doing goofy shit. Now, don't get me wrong. I was all three at one time. Don't get me wrong. I'm just being honest with you now here. I don't want you guys to go through that. Anybody with the word beta at the front of your name, and I say you a beta, listen to me, man. Let's get paid. Fuck that emotion and shit. You tell her straight up, this is how you are, and we will get it from there, okay? Go from there. All right.
This is actually very common, and this is what happens if you ignore a girl you've not invested in. Perhaps you saw the same girl.
And to invest means what? Simp. All right? Now, the only time you're supposed to invest in a female is if she's a virgin. Because that's the first question you have to ask her if you're an alpha, right? You're supposed to, hey, you make her laugh. Okay, you ain't giving no money yet. But you invested a little bit of your time to get that one bit of information. And it's her virginity. If you read your religion, all religion says a virgin is supposed to be spited. It's supposed to be stoned to death. Okay, so, am I speaking something wrong here? Now, I know some people must be watching me here, but I'm like, hey, read your Bibles. It tells you how sacred this virginity is. You don't want to simp. You don't want to simp, guys. I know you guys won't ask that question. But let me ask you a question, okay? You know, you make her laugh. Giggle, 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 okay? Are you a virgin? I'm just curious, okay? You know, ask that question. After you made her smile, okay? Because you have potential, okay? She's going to say, that's a personal question. You already know the answer right there. I say, sure, I'm a virgin. Why you ask? Okay, you know what a virgin is, right? Okay, you know, just make sure she understands that. It's not like, okay, I have females tell me I haven't had sex for 10 years, okay? Bitch! I'm going to continue on now here. You understand what simp means? Suckers, investing, and mediocre pussy. Mediocre means used. Okay, let's continue.
At the party, and you didn't even think about looking over at her. You didn't even think about making eye contact, and you were like, whoa, I can't smile at her, embarrassing, I don't know what to do right now. And for some reason, you kind of thought that she would hopefully miraculously read your brain and think, you know what, he looks like a nice guy, let me just waltz myself over there and do all the...
Most women know when you're a nice guy or not. The only thing is that depending on the place and time and what kind of capital you showing, they ain't doing shit for you. Even if you're 6 foot. Okay, these days women are harder on men now, okay? That's what I was just told a little while ago. Some girl told me, say, hey, I don't give a fuck how tall he is. As long as he good, he basically got some money. I said, oh, shit, okay. Chris Rock was right. How much can he provide? You don't give a fuck about him. All right, let's continue.
Hard work. When in reality, you are literally ignoring her. She has no idea that you even have any form of interest. Therefore, nothing is ever going to happen.
Hey, if you love working out but chronic pain in your back, knee, hip, or shoulder is holding you back...
No.
Ignoring a girl after you guys exchange numbers. Let's talk about what happens when you ignore a lady where you have already invested a little bit of time into. It could be that maybe you have just got her number and you think, you know what, I'm going to play it cool just for a couple of days before I actually text her. And this sounds like a...
That is a bitch ass move. You're going to wait for a couple of days. That sounds like a feminine aspect. You're thinking too much. Too much thinking. Betas and beta alphas think too much when it comes down to the booty and how beautiful she is. You're too much thinking. Alright, let's continue.
Brilliant idea. And you know what? You are right. Because in this situation, pulling away and ignoring her for a couple of days, this is actually going to drive her wild. You actually appear highly attractive. You have an utter amount of high valueness, if that's a word. And it adds an element of chase, which builds the excitement.
Well, that's for betas and beta alphas, okay? Most of the time, if you think, the only time she will contact your ass is if you're a high-level 6 foot income guy or a guy who's 6 foot, okay? She gonna call you quicker. Trust me on that. It's all about looks. She's automatically drawn to you. She's gonna call you either on the first or second day. You don't even need to ignore her. She probably gonna call you on the first day, dog. because she's not taking into account all of the guys who's getting rejections, because she already got a list of niggas in her fucking black book, okay? So it's better to make moves quickly. End it quickly. If you told her to call on this day, are you busy, she must call you on that day. She's a no-go. Now, for you betas and beta alphas out there, I know what you're going to be thinking. Okay, yo, I'm going to be playing it cool and shit like that. No, you wasting time. You ain't got no credentials, dog. She ain't attracted to you if she ain't called you on the first or second day. Women told me this shit. If they see a nigga fine as hell, she's going to call. Repeat after me. If you're fine as hell, if you're average looking, no, she's not going to call you. She's going to play a psycho. Women play the game better than men. All right? Women play this game better. So if you thinking that you fine and shit, and you wait for 3 days, you might as well wait forever, because that bitch ain't calling you back. I know a lot of women can relate to me there. Is that you don't look like shit. Looks is very important when she gonna call you back, motherfucker. Are you out of your mind? But let's continue on now with this video.
If you once told her or gave her a reason to believe that you liked her and she thought things were going amazingly well and she really liked you and thought, you know what, I think we could have an amazing relationship, and then you pull away and ignore her, you will leave her scratching her head, and at this moment she's going to think, did I do something wrong here? She is going to mull over every single bit of communication.
If you have a woman guessing, you ain't no alpha. I repeat, if you got a woman guessing, you ain't no alpha. I tell women all the time, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this. Okay? If you having a woman, you take a female out, and you didn't tell her in advance that we going Dutch. You a bitch ass nigga, man. You a bitch ass nigga. I know women set up guys all the time, but women expect the dinner plate. But you got to tell them what they're going to get for that dinner. All right? You got to be upfront, okay? You can't be doing that, okay? You can't be like telling, surprise, bitch. No, there's no surprises. This is what you going to get if you deal with me, if you're an alpha. But beta busters and fucking beta alpha guys, they be like playing little games, like setting women up, okay, getting a free meal and then ditching on them and shit like that. Bitch motherfuckers do that shit all the time. All right? And as I said before, women play the pimp game better than men, because they've been taught by other women how to squeeze that money, get that pimp money out of them. You're a John, motherfucker. And if you're a John, you want to make sure you get the right information so you won't become a John. Right? Right?
You guys have had to figure out what it is that she's actually done wrong. This leads me to ignoring a girl when you have the red flags. If you guys have been talking for a while and you have invested some serious time into each other, you've probably gone on a couple of first dates, or maybe you haven't even gotten.
Avoid a couple of first dates. What the fuck is a cup of coffee is a date. A fucking cup of coffee is a date. You become curious to give that little bit of simp right there to a female you asking a question to. Because you ain't, first of all, if the bitch says she was a virgin, I've encountered some females who said they were a virgin, but they didn't give me none, okay? And so I'm going to tell you right now, you got to ask her if that's the cup of coffee. You only give her a cup of coffee if you know you're going to blow that pussy up. All right? Okay, so you don't simp at all if you basically know the bitch is not a virgin. You discharge the bitch to the game. Simply put, it's not fucking hard. It's not fucking rocket science. She's not a virgin anymore. What kind of asset is she worth? Is she interested in polygyny? Is she interested in... Come on, man. Come on. Let's continue.
Far. If you ignore her and you have already displayed your own red flags, in this situation, the girl is not going to find your ignorance attractive. Remember, you're going to pull away and she's going to think, what did I do wrong? And then she will think, it's here's red flags. And that is enough for her to actually walk away and never talk to you again. And this also applies to a committed relationship. If you have major red flags and you start ignoring your girl, you stop answering her calls, you don't reply back to her as quick, or if you do, it's boring and just very small, single-worded responses. Now, at first, she is going to try to fix that problem. She will correct any of her own behavior, thinking it's her fault that you pulled away.
Most of the time, women don't give a fuck if you're not that attractive. You ain't showed her no dough, because you ain't simping enough, ho. You ain't simping enough. How many gold digging videos you watched in your past? Come on now, you're not putting the money out there. You're not showing her shit. Because you can disrespect the bitch, and as long as you got the money, she gonna suck your dick. Right? She gonna suck your dick as long as you got the money, right? Let's not go there.
But if you maintain the ignorance and you don't offer to resolve whatever it is, that reason for you actually ignoring her, she is going to walk away from you. Let's talk about when you haven't got your own red flags and you ignore a lady. It could be that you are ignoring her to fix an issue. Now, I'm not saying that the first thing you should do when you're not happy with a girl's behavior is to just ignore her. That doesn't really make sense. You need to talk it out. To do this, it's a slight form of manipulation. It could backfire. Instead, you should ignore ladies when they really do not treat you.
Notice how she said it could backfire for you being honest? That's a bitch that needs to be controlled. It could backfire for you being fucking honest. Like I said before, why waste time being emotionally honest when you can be upfront? Emotion must be taken out of your name. Take out the emotion. Just be upfront. Like, I know I make you smile and shit, but what we gonna do here? Okay, I got a plan for us. Tell her you got a plan. She'll say, oh, and most women will be intrigued. If she's not pulling, then she's a whore. Leave that bitch to the streets. Leave that bitch to the streets. Leave her alone. She'll learn later. Because I get women contacting me back 5, 6, 10 years later. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but where's my money, bitch? No money, no honey. You give me tea bag, and I'm not going in there. I don't, and now these days, I don't even want to get my dick sucked now. Because I have OCD with women smoking and shit. I don't want them smoking and then smoking my pipe. Are you out of your mind? You're not smoking my pipe after they put a cigarette in your mouth, okay, now? That's a whole new ball game right there now. I'm like, shit. In the past, I got my dick sucked a lot. Now, I'm even more paranoid. I don't want my dick sucked no more now. Shit, what am I want to do for sexual pleasure now? I'm just going to fucking travel. Fuck it. Women smoke, and then you're going to smoke your cock. They want to smoke your cock, man. When you smoke your cock, they're going to put that nicotine on your motherfucking dick while they suck it. So you got an STD that you can't even describe because you got abnormalities in your cell, in your head. Let me continue.
Right, if they severely break your boundaries, if they are selfish, if they are unkind, and they do something that you really do not agree with, that is the best time to pull away, and you can ignore her. You are creating some space in the relationship, and you get time for her to think about her actions.
Listen, I left this bitch sitting in the McDonald's because I said, you gonna check my tea bags, the first day, and she was like, no. And I said, okay, so I took her to McDonald's and shit, okay? And I was like, okay, then I started, I tried to give her a second chance. I said, then, are you going to do this for me, okay? And she was like, no, okay? I said, okay, so I'll be right back. So, there you go. I left that bitch at the McDonald's, okay? Shit. I left that bitch at the McDonald's. She was thinking, she called me back and said, why are you leaving me? And I said, no, you didn't want to suck my dick on the first day. You didn't want me to touch your back in the second day. And you didn't want to pay me any money, okay? I'm like, what the fuck? Are you broke? Are you out of your mind? What is your worth? I said, oh, that's kind of shallow. I said, no, it's not you shallow. You ain't no virgin. Okay? You didn't want to give me no tea bag. You didn't want to give me no money, no teddy bear. There's a lot of women like that, very narcissistic. They don't want to give anything. They want to give you none because they think that, they're pretty, okay? So they get left. Let's continue.
It could even be she was a little bit too needy and you needed some breathing space. And you know what? In these moments, a lady will fight even harder for that relationship.
Here's a simple, almost passive income business.
Oh, I gotta make a video about this. I'm gonna make a video about these little infomercials.
It's a common thing that guys do, and you know what, guys? You don't really realise this. And this is when you spend time in your man caves. So picture this, you've had a really stressful week at work, you want to get home, you can't really resolve the issue with your boss, you focus on a project, you start doing some gaming, watch sports, you build something. All in the hopes to get out of your own head. And that's totally normal. Because when a guy handles stress, they can't talk about it. It just doesn't really happen inside their brains. They have to physically do something. So, you naturally end up ignoring your girl without realizing. And you don't think you are ignoring her because you are.
No such thing as a man ignoring a woman for no apparent reason. So you're inaccurate for that. No subscribing for you. You're wrong. Men always have a reason for ignoring a female. Now, if he has some bottled up fucking stress, he gonna release it in her pussy, right? So there's no such thing. That doesn't work. Don't try to say when I listen to this woman, I get this tendency to thinking that don't you feel it? She think that all men always have the problem. It's never the woman's fault. Just by looking at this bitch, I'm like a fucking mentalist on this. I'm like, damn, does she think that it's all men's fault? Okay, I think it's superficial. She's like toning everything a woman does down, okay? Like, a man is complex. A man is never complex. But let's continue on here.
Consciously aware of it, okay? But she senses the disconnect almost immediately. As girls are creatures of emotion, we find it easy to tell you how we feel. And you know what? We do find it kind of weird.
They tell you their narcissistic needs. Women don't tell you how they feel about you as a man. Okay, so men usually do that type of shit. Men are the ones who compliment more than women. So, what? It makes it seem like everything she says, like, women are perfect, okay? You see what I'm saying? There's that superficial energy that this woman personally, okay, not because she's reading the cards, but just me looking at this type of female, she thinks that men are at fault. She's a feminist, teaching psychology. You don't want to listen to these type of females.
You struggle to express your emotions and to come to terms with things because we are just built for emotions. So you have to do something physical and blank us instead of talking to us. So, in these moments, a woman will take everything personally. You might be having a bad time at work. Your car might be broken. We're going to think that we did the issue. We're going to mull over
A dumb bitch thinks that way. Remember, lots of women are not very critical thinkers, okay? When only thing it is that he's going to eventually say to this woman, "Oh, it's not you," okay? But the thing is that if a woman's that sensitive, you need to toss her ass. It's this, especially if you haven't been upfront with her. If you haven't been upfront with a female, you shouldn't even be in relationships at all. You gotta be upfront with women. Don't take it personal. When you say that to a woman, she should never take anything you say personal, unless it's something sexual. Okay, so or unless it's something about the health, or unless it's something she's interfering with your fucking fun or an entertainment. Men are very low maintenance species. Women are more higher maintenance species. Let's continue.
Every conversation, every text, and we will definitely overcompensate our love to repair that disconnect that.
No, women don't do the disconnect. They're not psychologists. Men are, like I said before, men communicate simply. Women communicate difficult, very difficult. All right, they don't communicate at all. They're not trained. They're not taught that. Men are natural conversationalists, better than women. Overall, they are. It's just that the women need to be trained on how to respond to a man, because it depends on the female now. Most of the time, women are just very focused on themselves. There you go.
Feel. So you can expect a lady to show up at your place at a crazy time. She may call you more often. She wants to talk about how you're feeling. She asks you, "Babe, we need to talk." And she's going to be the best version of herself because she feels she is losing you. And no matter if you are in your man cave or you are...
Women are never the best versions of themselves if they have to wear makeup, cosmetics, because this is a thing that you guys going to have to decipher. Do you want a woman who covers herself up like a clown to be a frown? Or do you want a female to be natural? Which one? Alright, tattoos and all that shit is unnecessary. Charge the bitch to the game. Charge that bitch to the game. Let's continue.
At actually ignoring her because of, say, her bad behavior, she is still going to act the same. All of a sudden, she's going to snap out of her bad behavior and she is going to change almost instantaneously to get back into your good books. In these moments, she will cherish the relationship, and that disconnect of you not talking to her will drive her crazy. So expect her to go to some extreme lengths just to get you to talk to her. Hey, if you want to binge some more videos, then click right here.
No, thank you. She needs to evolve. I don't think she understands the value, the purpose of how easy it is to communicate with a man. It's very easy. And how confusing and how complicated it is to talk to a female. But other than that, that's all I really wanted to say. This is a response video. I would not subscribe to her, but a lot of beta males don't understand the shit behind the scenes because they have no experiences, even her on the video. I don't care if she's been a psychologist. Listen, I'm just trying to listen carefully. I have personal experiences with women talking to them. Majority of them are white. They tell me their personal experiences, and some of them was black, okay? I talked to lots of men in my personalities and in my box and whatever, yada, yada, yada. Check out my credentials down below. Get in touch with me to know the real McCoy. You gotta know me, and that's all I really gotta say. I do not subscribe to her. I will not subscribe to her. But other than that, she did her best. Okay? This is the old version. This is like a superficial version. This is not really getting into the nitty gritty of why women do the things they do. Because men, they only want two things: order or pussy. Okay, you see that? Order or pussy. If you want pussy, this is you. Fuck you. If you want order, an asset, there you go. Because that's what women think of men. Women, it's not that hard. But men don't really think of asset too much. That's sad. Men are not alphas these days. They lost their touch. There's no, since the 80s. I'm out of here, guys. I hope you learned something from this video. As I said before, this is a critique video, response video. Come to my page. You know how to pay in the Patreon. I got a Cash App, guys. Other than that, I'm out of here because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. No sell.